Hey everybody, welcome back to Purposeful Armament. My name is Patrick and I'm going to be talking a little bit about the TLR7X sub keys that we have been making for the macro, and we are going to plan on making for a handful of other pistols. Now, we ran into a little bit of a problem. So we test all of our products. We test them quite thoroughly. However, we dropped the ball on this particular one. For starters, our original key was made out of an ABS-like resin. Now, whenever we got that key to fit properly in the light and on the firearm, I myself started doing the actual testing and I handed out the key to one or two other people. Now, during that testing, we noticed that the light was still perfectly secure to the firearm. I shot myself about 700 to 750 rounds-ish, and everything was totally fine. The light was fully secure. There was no issues with it walking out, nothing. So I assumed that the print was fine. I went to go and film an advertisement, and I wanted to show people where the light sits with the normal Streamlight key versus where it sits with our key, which our key sits flush. The Streamlight factory key doesn't. But whenever I took the light off the rail, I noticed that the resin print had basically shattered. And while that didn't inhibit it from actually functioning on the firearm, kept the light still, we still don't want to sell a broken product or something that's going to break, because as soon as you take that light off, you can't put it back on. You got to buy another key. That's not cool. So as soon as I noticed that, we had already sold a handful of these keys. If you were someone who bought one, you already got a personalized email. We reached out. I personally apologized to everyone because it was something that I slipped up on, but we want to take this opportunity to be fully transparent and to explain kind of our process going forward to make sure stuff like this doesn't happen. So those individuals were contacted. They were offered a refund if they wanted to. Even if you got a refund, you are going to get the upgraded key still. And if you didn't get a refund, thank you for supporting us. It really means a lot. You're also going to obviously be getting the upgraded key. Now, just this past week, I've been doing a lot of shooting, to be honest, because we moved over to we moved away from the resin printer and moved into a standard filament printer. So a resin printer and a filament printer, two different things. A resin printer basically prints out of like a plastic like liquid, for layman's terms. A filament printer uses the little thin rod basically on the spool, and it prints layers using that. We went over and used an ABS filament and printed the key the exact same way. It worked fairly well. It got quite a bit longer in terms of its longevity compared to the ABS-like resin. So it was quite a bit stronger, but we still noticed a break. Now, this break wasn't as catastrophic. It would be a break that you could take it off the light and you could still put it on another light, or you could still put it back together. It wasn't too bad, but still, obviously, we don't want to sell you guys a broken product. So I actually have been out here on the range all day today, for the most part, testing our new print, which we're using an upgraded, essentially a carbon fiber infused sort of plastic from Bamboo Labs. And that carbon fiber infusing is really proving to offer a much tougher key. So as far as I'm concerned, with the hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of rounds that I've shot today through this, as well as shooting it on some other higher powered rifles and such, these keys are pristine. We noticed no breaking, no cracks, no nothing. So we are going to offer these. These are going to be the new SKU, essentially. And like I said, anyone who bought any previously are going to get reimbursed and get a new one. So that's pretty cool. But like I said, I just messed up. The way that the Streamlight lights work in general, even if stuff breaks on the inside, it's still hooked onto the rail and it's still providing enough friction that the light's not going to move, which made it really difficult for us to test. So our testing regimen today has been every 4 mags that we shoot, which macro holds 17. So every, 17 times 4, whatever, 50, 60 something rounds that we shoot, We've been taking the light off, fully inspecting the part, putting it back in, tightening it back down, and then continuing to blast. So I'm much more confident in this one, and we're going to offer these. Again, I sincerely apologize, but like other companies, even companies who make pistols, we are going to admit our wrongdoing. We messed up. We didn't fully, we pushed something to market way too fast without fully testing it. That's my fault. That's my bad. Buck stops with me. All that fun jazz. But the real end note here is that our product is now working. It's working as intended, and you can purchase these now to fit your TLR 7X sub. And we're going to have some more for some other cool handguns. So probably the next one is going to be the HK45C. So if you're an HK45C owner and you want to attach the TLR 7X sub to your flashlight, have it fit flush against the trigger guard, well, you're going to be able to do that. So stay tuned for everything. Thank you guys so much for the support. Check out the light keys if you're in the market for something like this. I'll see you guys in the next video. Remember, stay armed.